Okay, so we're going to start with some used tea bags. These are Sainsbury's Red Label tea bags. Have been used once, they're nice and cold. I've been saving these for a couple of days, maybe 3 days. So the idea is to slip these open and use these as a planting bed for the multiple seeds. What I'm going to do is I've created or come up with the idea of using these takeaway plastic beakers as the propagator. So I'm going to put 6 tea bags in one of these, put a lid on it, and that will work as a propagator. I'll then put these in the windowsill. So I'm going to start by slitting open each one of these tea bags. Okay, as you can see, all of the tea bags have had a little slit put in the top of them. I haven't gone all the way through, just through to the tea leaves. The next step will be to add in each one of the seeds. Now, I haven't been very specific about which seeds I'm going to use. This is just a test, so I've decided to try out some cucumbers, tomato seeds, and some Dwarf French beans. And I also want to think about planting some herbs, and the herbs will be coriander, basil, and chives. So I'm going to put those seeds into the tea bags and then put them into the homemade propagators and see how long that takes to germinate. So I forgot to say, part of the instructions that I read somewhere on the internet was that you should use kitchen roll and dampen some kitchen roll and line the base of whatever you're going to put the tea bags into. You should line it with that. But I didn't have any kitchen roll, so I used toilet roll and put some water dampened toilet roll into the box. As you can see here, I've done that with the tomato seeds. They are inside the box on top of that toilet roll layer. Unfortunately, I did forget to do it with the other one, so I'll have to take those out and add that layer in. Okay, all of the tea bags have been used now and they've been filled up with seeds. This one here, the final one, so it's my finger covered in mud, or in tea actually. This has chives, 2 of chives, 2 of basil, and 2 of coriander. The packets that I used unfortunately didn't tell me how many days germination I could expect, but what I read on the internet was that basil should be my fastest germinator, and that should germinate within 3 to 5 days, so that's exciting. That's the middle one. The method I used was simply put a hole in the middle of the tea bag and put the seeds in and push them to the sides a bit. Of course, this is still on that slightly moisted, slightly wet toilet roll paper. In the second box, this is a different experiment for me. These are seeds from beefsteak tomatoes. I am trying to grow a lot of tomatoes this year, and apparently these will take about 7 days to germinate. I have had experience with the propagator in the windowsill and having faster germination for my other tomato seeds, so whether it happens within a week, I don't know. Maybe it happens faster. Let's see. This is an experiment for the tea bags, never done this before, so let's see what will happen. This is what they look like. I used probably about 6 seeds per bag, just as it's an experiment. I want to give it the most opportunities to be successful. In fact, for the other tea bags, for the herbs, here I actually used a lot more seeds. I didn't count. I'd probably say about perhaps 10 per tea bag. These, I'm not so bothered about these competing with each other for nutrients, because as soon as they start shooting and the weather's warm enough, they're going to be planted out in clumps in various different areas of the garden. The tomatoes, however, obviously those, what I will do is attempt to thin out and only select the strongest of the seedlings. So in my first box, what did I plant here? I planted two sorts. I planted on one side Dwarf French beans, and in these tea bags I put 2 beans per pea bag. Teabag, not pea bag. And on the other side I've attempted cucumber. This is the first time that I've planted cucumber. Last year I had quite some success with the courgettes, so I understand how these guys grow. And recently I planted some more courgettes and some butternut squash and some more pumpkins, and they all germinated very well in the window in little plastic cups with little lids on. But they were using, again, normal soil or potting soil. So this is going to be an experiment to see whether any of these are going to grow. And I believe I used 2 or 3 seeds per tea bag for the cucumber. Now what I'm going to do is put these guys, put the lids on these boxes, transfer them to the window, keep my fingers crossed, and hope that we see some growth very soon.